to know your computer and learning the basics of operating a Windows 11 computer system couldn't be simpler. During this course, you'll begin by learning how to navigate the features and functions of the Windows 11 interface and desktop. Learn the purpose and function of the Start menu, desktop and taskbar. See how to find, open, pin, move between and manage applications. And finally, learn how to perform a search and to lock, sign out and shut down your computer. In order to start using Windows 11, it's important to see how the desktop is organized. You'll see how to find the taskbar, Start menu and the system tray. The Windows 11 desktop is currently open. In the center of the desktop is an open area where an image or a solid block of color will be displayed. At the top, we've the Recycle Bin and Microsoft Edge applications. In Windows 11, you can easily save items to your desktop folder within the File Explorer window, and those items will then be displayed here for quicker and easier access. Along the bottom of the desktop is the taskbar, and within the taskbar you'll find buttons to access various menus and pinned applications. Note that the arrangement of the menus and applications has changed compared to the Windows 10 taskbar. At the bottom left is the widget button. Click this to open a menu where you'll be prompted to sign in. Once you do this, you'll have quick access to the latest headlines, weather updates, and your to-do list. Click away to close this. In the center is the Start menu button. Click this, and in this menu you can search for and access applications. At the bottom left we can access the account settings, and at the bottom right, if we click the power button, we've the option to put the computer to sleep, shut it down or restart it. Click away to close this. Next is the search button. If you hover over this, a pop-up appears where you can search for an item using the search bar, and listed below this is also 3 recently searched for items. Click the search button to open the search menu. Here we can search for apps, documents or web results, etc. Use the search bar at the top to search for items using keywords, and narrow down your search further by selecting a tab such as apps or documents. Listed here is also a list of the most used apps. At the bottom left is recently searched for items, and at the bottom right you've some quick search suggestions. Next is the Task View button. If you hover over this, 2 pop-ups will appear. The one on the left represents the desktop we've currently open, and on the right is the option to open a new virtual desktop. Virtual desktops lets you create a custom arrangement of apps in different workspaces, and you can quickly switch between these desktops using this Task View button. Next is a new feature of Windows 11. In the taskbar, the Microsoft Teams chat is an integrated and pinned feature of the taskbar. It allows Teams personal account users to quickly start a video call or chat with friends and family. Next, we've the File Explorer where you can access any saved documents and images. And then there's the Microsoft Edge browser, to open a browser window to search for items on the web. Applications that are pinned to the taskbar remain there even when you close the application. At the bottom right corner is a new Windows 11 Action Center and System Tray experience that's quite the departure from Windows 10. If we click the date and time at the bottom right, notifications will now appear above a calendar in a separate box, where they can be managed, cleared, or actioned upon. Click away to close this. Next to that is the status icons for Internet and volume. If we click one of these, a quick settings menu will appear. In Windows 11, these icons no longer have individual flyouts, but rather one big button that opens a new quick settings menu. This menu is where all of your Action Center quick actions have moved to, as well as things like the volume control, night light, airplane mode, and focus assist. And finally, next is an up arrow icon. Most app and system icons in the system tray are hidden on Windows 11. You can find these hidden icons by clicking this up arrow button. The taskbar corner overflow menu opens, and displays a list of the hidden icons. The apps displayed here are ones that run in the background, such as Bluetooth devices, Windows security, or any antivirus software. Click away to close this. This has been an overview on navigating the Windows 11 desktop. In Windows 11, the Start menu has a new look and location. The Start menu in Windows 11 makes it easy to quickly access different applications directly from your desktop. To open your Start menu, you can press the Windows key on your keyboard, or we can click on the Start button found in your taskbar. The Start menu then opens. The Windows 11 Start menu comes pre-filled with pinned apps. Many are pre-installed third-party apps such as TikTok or Instagram. Others are Microsoft's offerings, including the Microsoft Store, Solitaire, or Windows System Tools. To see the rest of the pinned apps, go to the right and click the down arrow icon. And here we've also apps such as the Notepad, File Explorer, and Tips. To see the full list of available applications, go to the top right and click the All Apps button. This then navigates you to a list of applications arranged in alphabetical order. You can use your mouse wheel to scroll down the list or use the scroll bar on the right. To open an application, you can simply click on it. To navigate back to the pinned apps, at the top right, click the Back button. You'll notice that at the top of the Start menu is a search bar. If you click this, you'll be automatically redirected to the search menu. At the bottom of the Start menu is a Recommended section. Here you'll find any recently opened files or applications. At the bottom left will be your account avatar. Click this, and a menu displays with the option to change your account settings, lock your account, or to sign out. And at the bottom right, you'll find the Power button. Click this to access the options to put your computer to sleep, shut it down, or restart it. To close the Start menu, you can press the Windows key, click on the Start menu button in the taskbar, or we can simply click outside of it to close. In Windows 11, we can configure the Start menu settings. To do this, first reopen the Start menu, which I'll do by pressing the Windows key. At the top right of the pinned list of apps, click the Settings button. In a new window, the Windows Settings opens. From the list of tabs on the left, select Personalization. The Personalization option opens on the right. Scroll down this page until you find the Start Settings. Select it to show its full list of options. From here, we can choose the settings we want to apply by going to the right of an option and turning the toggle on or off. Here we've the option to show or hide recently added apps, the most used apps, recently opened items in Start, jump lists, and the File Explorer. For example, I'd like to have my most used apps shown in the Start menu, so I'll go to the right of that option and click the toggle to turn it on. Below, we can also choose what folders appear on the Start menu next to the Power button. Click on Folders to show its options, and now displayed is a list of folders we can choose to appear. For example, let's choose the File Explorer by going to the right and clicking its toggle to turn it on. To navigate back to the Start settings, click the Start heading at the top center. At the bottom, we've also links to explain how to change the Start menu color and how to open the Start menu. To close the settings window, click the X icon at the top right. Now, if I click the Start menu button and click the All Apps button at the top right, at the top of the list of applications is now a Most Used section, where we'll find the most used apps displayed here. And at the bottom right, next to the Power button, is a File Explorer button. This will now quickly allow me to open the File Explorer window. Click away to close the Start menu. This has been an overview on using the Start menu in Windows 11. In Windows 11, your applications can be accessed in different ways. The key access point is the Start menu, where you can access an alphabetical list of all of your applications and any system tools that you may want to open. The search function can also be used to quickly locate a particular application or program. Note that in the taskbar and on the desktop, there are a few default shortcuts to pinned apps. At the top left of the desktop is the Recycle Bin and Microsoft Edge shortcut. To open the Recycle Bin, simply double-click on its desktop shortcut, and that window now opens on the desktop. Note also that the app's icon now appears in the taskbar. Under its icon is a blue line indicating that this app is open. Close its window by clicking the X icon at the top right. There are also a few default apps pinned to the taskbar, such as the Microsoft Teams chat, the File Explorer, as well as the Edge browser. You can pin any apps you frequently use to the taskbar for quicker access to them. Again, you can open an app by simply clicking on it. To close this window, we could click the X icon at the top right of it. Or alternatively, we can right-click over the taskbar icon and from the menu select Close All Windows. To access the complete list of applications, go to the bottom center of the desktop and within the taskbar click the Start button. This then opens the Start menu where a list of pinned apps can be found. To see the full list of pinned apps, go to the right and click the down arrow button. To see the full list, go to the top right and click the All Apps button, and a full list of the applications in alphabetical order now appears. This list includes all the applications that come with the device, as well as the ones that I've downloaded via the Microsoft Store. To navigate this list, we can scroll down using the scroll bar on the right, or we can navigate using the Windows 11 Start menu alphabet navigation. This allows you to find apps by their first letter. Click on a letter, and the alphabet displays. Note that some letters are grayed out. This is because there are no apps with that first letter. Let's select the letter W, and we are navigated to the letter W section. Let's go back to the pinned apps by clicking the back button at the top right, and let's scroll up the pinned apps list. To open an application, simply click on it. For example, the Calculator app. The Calculator app then opens in a new window. Close its window by clicking the X icon at the top right. Now, if you were having trouble finding a particular application, you can use the search bar to find it. At the bottom center of the taskbar, hover over the search icon. A pop-up displays with the search bar you can use to search for a specific app. Or we can click the search button to open the search menu. Note that this same menu can be accessed by clicking the search bar found in the Start menu. At the top is a search bar, which again you can use to find an app. On the left we've some recent searches. At the top right we've quick search suggestions, and below that is a list of top apps I use. For example, if I'm looking for an app, I can click inside the search bar and type in the app's name. For example, Notepad. Below the search bar is an All, Apps, Documents, Web and More tab. We can use these tabs to find search results for specific items. If I select the App tab, now only apps related to the search term will display. On the left of the menu, under Best Match for Apps, is now the Notepad app. You can click this to open it. Or on the right, we've also the option to open it, run as administrator, pin from the Start menu, pin it to the taskbar, access the app settings, rate and review, and share or uninstall it. Let's select Open, and the Notepad app opens in a new window. Close this by clicking the X icon at the top right. This has been an overview on finding and opening an application in Windows 11. In Windows 11, the key to an organized workspace is knowing how to manage your windows. See how to restore down, resize and maximize a window. If you've resized a window, some of its content may be hidden. Learn how to use a window's vertical and horizontal scroll bars to navigate its content. And if you want to quickly hide a window, see the various ways you can minimize a window. I currently have 4 different windows open on my desktop. To make one of these windows full screen, go to the top right of it and click the Maximize button. When I do this, note the change to the Open Windows taskbar icons. A grey line appears under the apps of the windows that are not currently active, and a blue line appears under the app of the window I've displayed in full screen. To see another window while in full screen, hover over the app's taskbar icon and select its preview window. The File Explorer window now appears in front of the full screen Paint window. To see the other windows all at once, go to the top right of the full screen window and click the Restore Down button. And that window is now back to its smaller size. To make a window bigger or smaller, we can also resize it. Hover over the window outline. When the cursor changes to a double-headed arrow, click and drag it outwards to make it bigger, or inwards to make it smaller. If we then maximize this resize window using the keyboard shortcut Windows and the up arrow key, then click the Restore Down button at the top right. Note that the window has gone back to the size we just set it at. In a smaller window, scroll bars may appear on the right and along the bottom. This is so we can navigate through any hidden content because of the reduced window size. To use the scroll bars, we can simply drag the vertical bar up or down, the horizontal bar right or left, or we could use the arrow buttons found on the ends of each scroll bar to navigate through. To hide a window from view, we can minimize it. Go to the top right and click the Minimize button. The window has been minimized to the toolbar. To redisplay it, click its app's taskbar icon. Another way to minimize a window is by right-clicking on the Windows title bar. In the menu that appears, we have the option to move the window, resize it, minimize, maximize, or close it. Let's select Minimize. And the window is once again minimized to the toolbar. Another way we can minimize an active window is with the shortcut Windows and the down arrow key. Let's quickly click its apps icon to redisplay it. And finally, we can quickly minimize all open windows using the shortcut Windows and the letter D. This has now given us access to our desktop without the windows being in the way. This has been an overview on managing a window in Windows 11. If you've multiple applications open at once, you can move from one to the other quickly and easily. Windows 11 features a number of different ways to move between different applications and windows. In this video, you'll see how to open, organize, and close different applications. You'll know which apps have a window open, as their icon will be displayed in the taskbar, and under each app icon will be a line. The app with the blue line underneath it indicates that the app's window is currently active. The active window will be displayed in front of any other windows. The other two apps have grey lines beneath them, meaning they have windows open but aren't currently active. If you hover over an open app icon in the taskbar, a live mini preview of that app will display, showing the current window that's open. And if you hover over that preview, that app's window will display and all other windows are temporarily hidden. From here, you can close an app's window by clicking the X icon at the top right. You can bring an app's window to the front of the other windows by clicking its taskbar icon, and the Notepad window now appears in front of the Microsoft browser. We can now minimize this window by re-clicking on the taskbar icon, and the Notepad window no longer displays in the desktop. Click its app icon again to redisplay it. To resize a window, hover over the window outline. When the mouse cursor changes to a double-headed arrow, you can then click and drag outwards to increase the size of the window, or drag it inwards to decrease it. To set the window to full screen, go to the top right of it and click the Maximize button. Note that if I now hover my cursor over the window's outline, no resize cursor appears. This is because you cannot resize a maximized window. But if I click the Restore Down button at the top right and now hover over the window outline, the resize arrow now displays. We can easily move a window to another area of the desktop by clicking and dragging its title bar. Let's drag the Notepad to the right of the desktop. If we were to continue dragging the Notepad window to the right of the desktop, a grey rectangle box then appears on the right of the interface. If we now release the mouse click, The Notepad window is automatically resized to fit perfectly on the right-hand side of the desktop. On the left, you'll see a mini preview of any other windows you've opened. From here, we can close a window by clicking the X icon at the top right of it. But instead, let's select the Microsoft Edge preview window. And now that window has also been resized to fit perfectly on the left-hand side of the desktop. To see the other hidden app, we can resize a window by hovering over its outer edge. Once the cursor changes to a double-headed arrow, click and drag it inwards to make the window smaller. And we now have room beneath this window to click and drag our third window too. Another way to do this is using Windows 11 new Snap Layouts feature. Replacing the drag and drop Snap Assist feature of Windows 10, Snap Layouts lets you arrange your apps quickly and neatly on your desktop. To use this feature, hover the cursor over the Maximize button at the top right corner of a window. And depending on your monitor size, 4 to 6 grid layout options will display. Each option has several zones in a different configuration. Go to the layout you want to use and hover over the zone you want your active app to be in. That zone will turn blue. You can then select it, and that app has now snapped into that position on the desktop. If you've other windows open, they'll now appear as previews in another zone. Select the app preview you want displayed in that zone. And then let's do the same for the third app in the third zone. To see an app in full screen, go to the top right of it and click the Maximize button. To close this app, click the X icon at the top right. Note that the other apps remain in their original position. Let's also close these by clicking the X icon at the top right. This has been an overview on moving from one application to another in Windows 11. Different users use the desktop in different ways. For some, it's a launchpad for all the applications and programs that they may want to use. For others, it's an easy storage space for organizing folders and files. You will see how to add folders and applications to the desktop, use the taskbar, and how to personalize the desktop. One way to quickly view the desktop when you've several windows open is to use the Show Desktop feature. If we go to the bottom right corner of the taskbar and click the vertical line, all windows have become minimized. We can click the Show Desktop vertical line again to maximize the windows. If the Show Desktop option doesn't appear, you need to make sure it's enabled. To do this, right-click on the taskbar and select Taskbar Settings to open the Settings window on the taskbar page. Scroll down the page and select Taskbar Behaviors to expand its section. Scroll down to the Select the far corner of the taskbar to show the Desktop option and make sure that it's enabled. The box next to it is checked, so we know this feature is activated. Let's close this window by clicking the X icon at the top right. To quickly close the active window, we can use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl and the letter W. Let's close this window by clicking the X icon at the top right. Different users use the desktop in different ways. For example, you can store frequently used files and folders on your desktop for quicker access. So let's create and add a folder to the desktop. From the File Explorer window, we can, for example, click and drag the Documents folder on the left onto the desktop interface. You can always tell if an icon is a shortcut because there will be an upward-facing arrow in the bottom left corner of that icon. So now I don't have to open the File Explorer to access the Documents folder. I can just double-click on this folder shortcut. Let's close the File Explorer window by clicking the X icon. We can also add new files or folders to the desktop. To do this, right-click on the desktop and hover over New. In the side menu, you've the option to create a new folder, shortcut, file, or compress zip folder. Let's select the Microsoft Word document option. And a newly created Word file has been added to the desktop. Its name field is currently open, so let's delete the placeholder text and name it Homotic. Then press the Enter key to save. If I double-click this Word icon, the blank document will open in its designated app, which is Microsoft Word. Click the X icon to close this. And finally, we can also add apps to the desktop. Go to the taskbar and click the Start button. At the top right of the Start menu, select the All Apps button. Scroll down the app list until you find the one you're looking for. Then simply click and drag it onto the desktop interface. And a calculator shortcut has now been added to the desktop interface. Any files, folders, or apps you've stored in the desktop folder will appear on the desktop interface. For example, here we've the default Microsoft Edge shortcut. But here I've also the recycle bin. The recycle bin on the desktop is a default icon, along with other icons such as computer, control panel, and network, etc. These default icons are different to shortcuts or any other items stored on the desktop. You can also access your desktop files via the File Explorer. So if we go down to the taskbar and click the File Explorer app icon, the File Explorer window opens. Then from the navigation pane on the left, you could select the desktop folder from the Quick Access section, or we can click on This PC, then double-click on the desktop folder. And displayed in the window is now a list of all the files and folders that I've stored on the desktop. You'll note that unlike the Microsoft Edge shortcut, the recycle bin is not displayed in the desktop folder, even though it's present on the desktop interface. Again, this is because it's a default desktop icon and not a shortcut. Let's close this window by clicking the X icon at the top right. This has been an overview on using the desktop in Windows 11. In Windows 11, you can open multiple virtual desktops to organize the different applications and windows you've opened. This can be very useful for organizing and managing your workspace. You will see how to open and close new desktops, as well as how to manage open windows and applications on multiple desktops. As you can see, we've several different windows open on our desktop. We can better organize these by creating new desktops. To do this, first go to the center of the taskbar and click the Task View button. In Task View, it shows a thumbnail preview of all the opened windows at the top. And below, you can see any open desktops, and on the right is the New Desktop button. Windows 11 allows you to create virtual desktops. Think of these desktops as a way to organize your workspaces. Let's click the New Desktop button. This will create a new desktop called Desktop 2 and will display it along the bottom. It's a good idea to rename your desktops to make navigating between them easier. We can do this by right-clicking on the desktop thumbnail and selecting Rename. Type in what you want this desktop called, then press Enter. To open a desktop, simply click on its preview window, and the Word Docs desktop now displays, but is empty. We can begin populating this desktop with windows, and they won't appear in Desktop 1. So let's double-click on this desktop Word file to open it. Then if we click the Task View button and select Desktop 1, note that the Word document window is not open here. But note that if we open Task View, close the Word Docs desktop by clicking the X icon at the top right of it, then navigate to Desktop 1, see that the Word document window has not closed, but instead has been added to Desktop 1. We can also move windows and apps between desktops. Reopen Task View and right-click on a preview window. In the menu, we've the option to snap it left or right. This will position the window on the right or left of the desktop it's currently in. If we hover over the option Move To, in the side menu, we can move this window to another open desktop or to a new one. And below we can choose to show this window on all open desktops. Let's hover over Move To and select New Desktop. A new desktop called Desktop 2 opens with the Calculator app displayed, and this app will no longer be found in Desktop 1. If I want the Calculator app back in Desktop 1, I can reopen Task View, then click and drag that preview window down onto Desktop 1. And in the Desktop 1 preview, it shows that the Calculator app is now open there. Note that some apps only allow you to open one window at a time. For example, the Microsoft Store app. To demo this, I'll click on Desktop 2 and open the Start menu. From the Pinned section, click the Microsoft Store icon to open its window. Now if I open Task View, click Desktop 1, open the Start menu and select the Microsoft Store icon. Note that I'm redirected back to Desktop 2 where the app is already open. To display the app in both desktops, open Task View, right-click on the Preview App window and select Show this window on all desktops. And in the desktop thumbnail preview, the app now appears on both desktops. To close Desktop 2, this time we'll right-click on it and select Close. Then select Desktop 1 to open it. This has been an overview on managing multiple desktop views in Windows 11. The taskbar is a key element of the Windows 11 desktop. You can use it to store and access shortcuts to your favorite applications and folder locations. The notification area displays useful information relating to your system, including the time and date, your sound volume, and any other applications running in the background. The taskbar runs along the bottom of the desktop interface. In the bottom left corner, you'll find the Widgets button. If you've logged into your Office account on your computer, within the Widgets button will be today's temperature and weather. Click the Widgets button to open a menu where you can search the web, see weather, stocks, traffic, and your calendar updates. Click Away to close this. In the center of the taskbar, you'll find the Start button. Next, if you click Search, the Search menu opens, where you can search for apps, documents, or on the internet. The best results will be at the top, and underneath will be any other results that correspond to the search. Click Away to close this. Next, if we click Task View, here we can view any windows currently open and create multiple desktops. Click the Task View button again to close. Next is the Chat button, which we can use to access Microsoft Teams. And then we've the File Explorer and the Microsoft Edge icons. If we right-click on an empty space within the taskbar and then select the taskbar settings option, this opens the settings window on the personalization taskbar page. Here at the top, we can choose to show or hide the search, task view, widgets, and chat button from the taskbar. Below, we can choose to show or hide the pen menu, touch keyboard, and virtual touchpad icon in the taskbar corner. If we expand the taskbar corner overflow section, here we can choose which items appear in the taskbar corner using the toggles. And if we scroll down and expand the taskbar behavior section, here we can set the taskbar alignment, choose to automatically hide the taskbar, show badges for unread messages, show my taskbar on all displays. If using multiple displays, we can choose where to show the taskbar apps, choose to share any window from the taskbar, and select the far corner of the taskbar to show the desktop. Let's close this window by clicking the X icon at the top right. At the bottom right of the taskbar is the notification area. If we click on the button with the date and time, this shows the notification menu. Here we'll find any notifications regarding my activity and any updates that may need to be performed. On the bottom half is the date. If we click the up arrow on the right of this, it'll display the calendar. Click the down arrow button to hide it again, and click Away to close the notifications menu. To the left, click the status icon to open the quick settings menu, where the Action Center quick actions are located, such as Bluetooth, airplane mode, focus assist, accessibility, and the volume control. Click Away to close. Next, click the up arrow icon, which opens the taskbar corner overflow menu. Any apps that are running in the background are displayed here, such as any Bluetooth devices, USBs, Windows Security, and Microsoft Teams, etc. Click Away to close. This has been an overview on using the taskbar in Windows 11. In Windows 11, you can pin frequently used applications and folders to the Start menu or taskbar. This makes it easier to access the apps you use most often. In this video, you will see how to pin an application to the taskbar and start menu, reorganize pinned apps, and how to unpin an application. In the taskbar, the File Explorer and Microsoft Edge apps are pinned by default. To pin an app, let's first open the Start menu. From here, find the app you want to pin. I want to pin the Calculator app, so I'll click on it from the Pin section. The Calculator app window opens. We can then right-click on the app's icon in the taskbar and select Pin to Taskbar. So now if we close the app window by clicking the X icon, note that the calculator icon is still present in the taskbar, but we can tell it doesn't have a window open as there's no line under the calculator icon. Another way to pin an app is to again open the Start menu. Click the All Apps button at the top right, scroll down the list of apps, then right-click the one you want pinned. In the menu, hover over More, and from the side menu select Pin to Taskbar. And the Microsoft Word app has now been added to the taskbar. In Windows 11, you can also pin apps to the Pin section of the Start menu. Click the Start button, select the All Apps button, right-click over an app and select Pin to Start. Now if we click the back button at the top right, then scroll down the pinned apps list, here the Excel app has now been pinned to the Start menu. We can reorganize the pinned apps in the Start menu so that the most used apps appear at the top of the list. As I frequently use Excel, let's move it up the list by clicking and dragging its icon up to the top. Once the top of the list appears, drop the app in its new location. Click away to close this menu. We can do the same for our pinned taskbar apps. For example, say we want the Calculator app to appear to the right of the chat button. We can simply click and drag the app icon across, and then release the mouse click over that area. Note that we can't move this app any further to the left, as the other buttons are default taskbar items, so their location cannot be changed. To unpin a taskbar app, right-click on it and select Unpin from Taskbar. And the Calculator app has now been removed from the taskbar. To unpin an app from Start, click the Start button to open the Start menu. Right-click on the app and select Unpin from Start. The app has been removed from the Pin section, but you can still find it in the All Apps list. Click away to close this. This has been an overview on pinning applications in Windows 11. When you start Windows 11, you're asked to open a user session. Once logged in, you can lock your session to allow another user to quickly use the device, or you can completely sign out of your user session. If you've finished using your device, you can put it to sleep or completely shut it down. In Windows 11, you can lock your user session. Locking a session will keep the last user connected so that any open apps are still running. To lock the session, click the taskbar Start button. At the bottom left of the Start menu, click your account avatar. From this menu, select the option Lock. The Windows lock screen now displays. The lock screen has a default picture as the background, with the current time and date in the center. To sign in again, click anywhere on the screen. Then click the Sign In button in the center. Note that if your account has a password, you will be required to enter it before you can unlock the session. The window desktop displays and all open windows are still present. Even the Start menu is still open. In Windows 11, you can also sign out of your account. Signing out means saving your files, shutting down all your programs, and then ending your Windows user session and returning to the lock screen. To sign out, from the Start menu, click your account avatar and select the option Sign Out. We are then navigated to the Windows lock screen. To sign back in, click anywhere on the screen and click the Sign In button. Again, if your account has a password, you'll be required to enter it before signing back in. And now all programs and apps that were previously open during the last session are now closed. We can also completely turn the computer off by shutting it down. Reopen the Start menu and click the power button at the bottom right. In this menu, we've the option to put the computer to sleep. When in sleep mode, your device will enter a low power state. All actions on the computer are stopped, and any open documents and applications are put in memory. Use sleep mode if you want to take a break from working and save your computer's battery. Next is the option Shut Down, which will turn off the computer completely. Then we've the option Restart. Restarting your computer will close all programs and finalize all pending input and output operations before initiating a soft reboot. This process reloads the operating system files and is used to fix many common computer problems such as slow processing or freezing. Note that you may see options to update and restart or update and shut down. Update and shut down closes all applications, performs any updates, and then turns off the computer. Update and restart closes all applications, performs any updates, and then restarts the computer automatically. Click Away to close this. This has been an overview on locking, signing out, and shutting down your Windows 11 computer. In Windows 11, you can access your device information. This information includes the Windows version you're running, the CPU that's installed on your device, and a full list of the different components that make up your computer. You'll see how to access and understand this information, which will help you manage your external devices and disk space. To see your PC information, you'll need to open your System Information window. To do this, click the Taskbar File Explorer icon. On the left of the window, right-click on This PC and select Properties. This opens the System Settings window on the About page. At the top of this window is the computer name. Below, we'll find the device specifications information. Here you'll find information such as the device name, processor, installed RAM, device and product ID, etc. If we scroll down, in the Windows Specifications section, we'll find what edition of Windows this is, the version, when it was installed, the OS build, and experience. If we scroll back up, at the top right, we can change the computer's name by clicking the Rename This PC button. A Rename Your PC window opens where you can type in a new PC name into the field. But note that you'll need to restart Windows when you rename. For now, let's close this by clicking the Cancel button at the bottom right. At the bottom of the Device Specifications section are some related links. If we click the Domain or Workgroup link, a System Properties window opens on the Computer Name tab. At the top, we can type in a computer description into the field, such as Lisa's computer. Below, we can also change the network ID, domain, or workgroup associated with this device. Let's switch to the Hardware tab. On the right, we can use the Device Manager button to change the properties of the different devices and configure the device installation settings. From the Advanced tab, you can configure the performance, user profiles, and startup and recovery settings. In the System Protection tab, you can undo system changes and restore your computer to a previous version. From the Remote tab, we can enable remote assistance and allow remote connections on your device. Let's switch back to the Hardware tab and click the Device Manager button. This then opens the Device Manager window. Here we've a complete list of all the integrated devices on this computer. We can right-click on an item, for example Print Queues, and select the option Properties. In the Print Queues Properties window, switch to the Settings tab and click the Devices and Printers folder button. This opens the Devices and Printers folder via the control panel. Here we'll see all the devices currently attached and any configured printers. Let's close the three windows by clicking the X icon at the top right of them. If you've made any changes in the System Properties window, you'll need to click the Apply button at the bottom right. Then click the OK button to close the window. Let's click the File Explorer icon and select the This PC folder. In the Devices and Drives section, We can see the free computer space left, which is 33.3 gigabytes out of 59.2. In this section, we can also see any other devices or drives that have been configured with the device, such as the DVD drive. To view the device's properties, right-click on it and select Properties. The DVD drive properties window opens, with different tabs where you can view information about the device and configure certain settings. Close this window by clicking the X icon at the top right. This has been an overview on getting to know your PC in Windows 11.